brings untold effects to the people. So we take a look at all this and look at the effect this coming to Nigerian students, to the parents, to the payments, and to the labor market as well. So a lot and loads of things to talk about today. Everybody is welcome to add the conversation because this affects both your children and you who are the parents as well, and even grandparents and great grandparents. Everybody is involved somehow, and of course, our economy is hinging on this. Our polytechnics are supposed to be technically inclined to bring people who are technically savvy in both finance and engineering and the rest of them, to be able to go into our technicalities of life. But unfortunately, it's not been so. Our polytechnics have been operating more like glorified secondary schools. Some of them are operating more like a university in terms of being lecture research center. So at the end of the day, with this new policy, what does it entail for the young Nigerians? And again, with anything that is changed, the name change to university, it becomes a big problem because people flood that place to study. So with all this, what do you make of this new development from the government? That is what we're going to be discussing today on the show. So everybody stick around, call your friends, call your enemies, because it's time for the Massive program, time for the main event on radio. It's time for you to get talking with the Radio Marshal, Barry Cosmos on Echo FM all the way. We echo, we are everywhere. Join me live on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and then drop your comments if you can't get us on the phone, and we will do our best to read them all to everybody. We need your opinion because with this kind of conversation, the government will either learn what is right and what is wrong. So please, we need the people in the tertiary institutions, in the universities, and also in the polytechnics to add their voice to the conversation. Both students, lecturers, and teachers, everybody, let's talk about this. It affects everybody. Is this a wise move, or is something that is going to be more negative than positive? The dichotomy, yes, there's always been this dichotomy between degree holders, employment status. They feel that the polytechnic has a lower qualification. You spend almost the same number of years in school. Why should you have a lower degree? And if they're employing people, there's a strata of employment and growth. You cannot grow if you have a HND certificate. And that is one of those dichotomy the government is trying to eliminate. Why eliminating these? Are you creating more problems? So let's take a look at these on the show today. Everybody, welcome aboard to the program. Review this morning. The newspaper review is coming live from Echo FM, and we start off with the Daily Post newspaper this morning. On the Daily Post newspaper, Kajuru kidnapping heart-rendering, alarming. Southern Kaduna Christians are speaking. The Southern Kaduna Christian Leaders Association has strongly condemned the recent kidnapping of 177 persons from Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. Well, its Chairman Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Nuhu Kure, in a statement on Thursday and made available to Daily Post, described the incident as heart-rendering and alarming and unacceptable, noting that it marks the first time in the history of the region that members of 3 different Christian denominations were abducted in a single day during church service. The association lamented that the Kajuru incident adds to the growing list of unresolved abductions across southern Kaduna, particularly in Kauru and Kachia and other vulnerable communities where families continue to live in agony over the fate of their loved ones. Every military establishment, be the military school, the NDA, and all that, the artillery units and all that is located in Kaduna. I wonder why Kaduna is still not safe. It should be the safest place because both headquarters, police, I mean, almost everything is there. So why do we have all this craziness? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And yet they say there's no Christian genocide. People go to church to worship, you go and kidnap them, and then there's no Christian genocide. All right, keep deceiving ourselves instead of telling ourselves the truth that this is happening so we can tackle it. We keep playing politics with human lives. And first off, the military, the police denied it never happened. Now it has happened. 177, they are now agreeing that it happened. And what next? The governor is promising that they will all be returned. Well, let's see what happens. How would they be returned? Is it to go and negotiate again? Governor Obasani cautions conflict, merchants, and political opportunities over insecurity rumors. What is the rumor? Always playing to the gallery, trying to reduce the effect and the magnitude of what is happening in Kaduna State. This is completely unacceptable. While security forces rescue abducted civilians in Zamfara, and these are all abductions, Kaduna abductions. We are still collecting names of victims. That's the police. Police, look at, up to now, instead of making efforts to recover, you are now collecting names. Unbelievable. So after the names, you now say, okay, give us these people and reduce, bring them back. What exactly are you going to do with the names? This is what we have going on in Kaduna State. 2027, INEC must give notice 360 days before election. That is coming from Nwankwo. 2027, Tinubu's is APC's biggest asset. Yilwada is speaking. Well, that's the chairman of the APC. Lagos stops APC nationwide e-registration as lawmakers raises exclusion allegations. Zamfara APC crisis. Reps members Jaji alleges exclusion for e-registration. And Labour Party without cohesion can't win 2027 election. Okay, well, it is no longer news that Abuja High Court yesterday, a day before yesterday, sacked Abure completely as the national chairman. That those things are now in a very serious legal matter. They are ordered INEC to recognize Esther Nenadi faction of the Labour Party as the authentic leadership of the Labour Party just after Peter Obi left. That is what a lot of them are saying. But unfortunately, that's what it is. And of course, maybe tomorrow or thereabout, we'll take a look at that particular judgment and see how it goes. We move on now to the This Day newspaper. Can initial police denial of worshippers' abduction troubling? That is coming from the Christian Association of Nigeria, where they're saying Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, yesterday said initial public denial of reports on the abduction of 177 worshippers in Kurmi Wali Community, Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State by the Nigerian police before any verification was not only troubling but also generated confusion, heightened fear, and unfairly questioned the credibility of eyewitnesses who raised the alarm. 3 churches had been simultaneously attacked in the community last Sunday by gunmen who abducted 177 worshippers, while some escaped. But Kaduna State Commissioner of Police Muhammad Rabiu said late Monday that police visited the community and there was no evidence of the attack. Rabiu dismissed reports of the attack as rumors sponsored by people who are not happy with the relative peace that Kajuru has been enjoying since the coming of his administration. And this man is still remaining as the Commissioner of Police. Can you imagine that? This is it. People who are not happy with his coming and his administration. That is always playing politics with policing. Can you imagine that? No investigation, you visited, and there is no evidence. Now there is evidence, so what say you now? Who goes you? That's what they're asking. 3 churches were simultaneously attacked same day, and you come up to say there is no evidence. What the hell? What a bombshell. Oh, me tabo. All right. That's it for that. This police commissioner needs to be sacked immediately. Okay, group demands apology from police. Council chairman over Kaduna abduction and denial. All right, the Adara Development Association, an umbrella body for the Adara ethnic nationality, has demanded a public apology from the Kaduna State Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Rabiu, and the chairman of Kajuru local government area, Dauda Madaki, over their alleged denial of the abduction of 177 worshippers in Kurmingwali community of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. The association demanded the apology in a statement while reacting to the confirmation of the incident by the headquarters of the Nigerian Police Force in Abuja. The Kaduna State Police Commissioner and Kajuru Council Chairman had on Monday denied that the incident did not happen, dismissing it as mere falsehood, which is being peddled by conflict entrepreneurs who want to cause chaos in Kaduna State. Rabiu had, while addressing a press conference on Monday at the Government House, Kaduna, challenged anyone to list the names of the kidnapped victims and other particulars. Can you imagine? Now the challenge and the list is out, and now it is not even the Commissioner of Police in that Kajuru or Kaduna that made the acceptance. It is the police headquarters in Abuja that accepted that these people are there, and he's still the Commissioner of Police, and that one is still the local government chairman who elected such a person. Anyway, only in Nigeria that things like this will happen and you still remain there. They are not calling for his sack and his jailing. Two guard to investors: do not write off Nigeria based on isolated security concern. What is isolated? Well, Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga yesterday urged foreign investors not to judge Nigeria's prospects through the prism of isolated security incidences. Tuga says such cases did not reflect the reality of Africa's largest economy and its long-term investment fundamentals. While speaking to CNN on the sidelines of the ongoing World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, Tuga acknowledged Nigeria's security challenges, but he stressed that they were localized and being actively addressed by the government. He said the tendency to generalize insecurity across the entire country had often led to exaggerated risk perception that obscure opportunities in key sectors. He urged the international community to rethink the way it saw Nigeria. As beautiful as that sounds, the problem is not them rethinking. The problem is the information they have. It is not what you're saying that matters, it's what they know, is what they have their embassies here found out, is what their embassies are reporting back to them that they take. They don't take your word, they take the word of their own people. So when are we going to realize this with people in government? You don't come make statement and expect people, okay, you've convinced them. It is not about convincing people. It's about show working. You show workings. That's exactly, it is addressed, but you are telling them it's been addressed and 3 churches were attacked and killed and your commissioner denied it. Then how do they believe you? This is the question. Nigerian government really need to wake up from their slumber and stop calling people. Listen, Nigeria has the biggest population in black nation. The most populous black nation in the world. And you don't need to beg people to come and invest. They need to just see the opportunities and come. All this going and talking and trying to attract people, that's nonsense if you ask me. All you need to do, fix your country. It's just like flower and bee. Wherever there is flower, the bee will go. It's as simple as that. But no, you keep just gallivanting the world, spending Nigerian money unnecessarily. Money you should have used in tackling insecurity. You'll be traveling from here to here, trying to beg people to come. You are now begging people to come. We shouldn't beg them. They should come because there are potentials here in Nigeria. But who wants to come in a place where one day you wake up, they don't kidnap you, or they don't bomb your place? Or bandits will not allow customers to come and patronize what you're using. It is not the invest, it's the people that will use it. Or it's where your economic, financial status is never steady. It'll be like Nepal light. They come, they go, they come, they go. What does it mean? You don't just wake up, tell people as if they're morons. They are not morons. They're more intelligent than you are. So the fact is that Nigerian government should stop begging people to come and invest, because this is begging to me, if you ask me. They just keep going from one economic summit to go and beg. No, you go sell. Yes, every seller, you need to sell your people. But this one now, I don't turn from selling to begging. You don't come telling people, I don't think about our security is isolated. One day, the world is a digital village. Everybody sees everything. They have satellite that captures everything. They have their news channel that broadcasts all these things. They have people here on ground. They send people on the ground to come and verify what's going on. If there are no kidnappings in Lagos, is Lagos in Nigeria alone? If there are no kidnappings in Owerri here, is Owerri Nigeria alone? If there are no kidnappings in where? Every day they are kidnapping. If the Niger Delta is not making trouble, the northern bandits are making trouble. You come down here, IPOB is doing sit at home. All get towards bad governance. So at the end of the day, it is not what you said, it is what people are saying, kuro, that makes them make a decision. So stop all this gallivanting and talking and making noise on the pages of newspaper, traveling from one country to another, begging people to come and invest. Nobody will come to a volatile area. All right, let's move on to the Daily Trust newspaper 2027. No appointments for non-APC members. Nentawe. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Professor Nentawe Yurwada, has declared that political appointments following 2027 general election will be strictly meant for APC people. Wike, they don't tell you. Can you read the handwriting on the wall? Wike. All right, join the APC now or forever remain silent. Suicide bomber kills 5 soldiers in Borno attack. Yet, they're telling you it is isolated. Continue deceiving yourselves. LP crisis. Court orders INEC to recognize Nenadi Usman leadership. All right. Abure. Bye-bye. Apampa. Bye-bye. What's it? Rabambi. I've been waiting for that name. Bye-bye. That's exactly what they're telling you. So don't worry. I'll give you details of this on a very good day. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that. If we can't, maybe by the weekend. 23rd Daily Trust Dialogue holds today, and Nasarawa ADC chairman suspended. Gang, ACF. Time to move beyond talk shops. Which one is talk shops? Bandits abduct 9 after killing 6 in Kaduna community. Yet again, still isolated. Okay. Let's look at the Sahara Reporters quickly. Exclusive. Kaduna Police Commissioner visits abducted worshippers church. Others phone switch off as escaped victims narrate ordeal. This guy is giving me a laugh. He's saying they off their phone because people will record what they talk and they send it. Well, according to Sahara Reporters, can exclusively report that the Commissioner of Police in Kaduna State, Mohammed Rabiu, visited one of the churches where armed terrorists abducted worshippers in Kurminwali, a remote community in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, following the deadly attack that has thrown the area into fear and mourning. Phone switched off, recording banned during Commissioner's visit. Can you imagine that? If you don't have anything to hide, if you don't want Nigerians to know, this is more like what is happening in Iran and other mushroom countries where they will just block internet. Iran, there were protests going on, and they block internet so that people will not post what is going on in Iran, unless satellite images. That is exactly what this policeman is doing. He said their phones will be switched off, no recording, everything banned because of his visit. Multiple sources told Sahara Reporters that during the visit, the police commissioner who arrived at the scene with the heavy armed security operatives instructed everyone present to switch off their phones, mobile phones, and warned them not to record videos or take photographs throughout the visit. Jesus. All right, on that note, I want to open up the phone lines to you to have your say on this matter. Welcome aboard, people. Phone lines officially open 0911 20022 or 0707 454 1014. Everybody, let's get to hear your take. Good morning. Who did my line? Yeah, my first caller flashed me. Good morning.
Hello, Barry. Good morning.
The senior citizen Mazu Zama is in the building. Welcome, sir.
Yes, Barry. I think you are laughing over very deadly matters. As a commissioner of police, Barry, I want to tell you that at the time I was about 20 years old, there were less than 10 or 15 police commissioners in Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria. And today, they may have up to 100, because not all of them are commissioners are posted to see. And now, it is not that the PDRO issued a statement and made a mistake or misquoted himself, but it was the boss himself who said nothing happened. Then the hierarchy in Abuja said nothing happened. But 177 human beings. Let me tell you the way I look at this thing. Like I keep asking you, change the dollar to naira so I can understand. But you know, when you're marching and you stand on the field, they say, stretch your right hand, put your right hand on the shoulder in front of you, and so on. It will be from Western MCC Junction to Toronto. That's 177 human beings lined up. And what does that mean? You said there is nothing happened. Nothing at all happened. It was the enemies of religion and the enemies of government, the enemy. But the evidence is now too obvious that the absence of governance in Nigeria has reduced everything to support my party, do I support your party? Not about the interest of the human beings who occupy Nigeria. It is extremely dangerous. They are telling you that it is localized, and it is localized on the plateau. It is localized in the Northwest. It is localized in Kaduna North Central. It is localized in Benue. It is localized in Borno. But what is localization? When will it be national?
Attire.
No. Why do we have this English language and think we are speaking English language? What is localization? Something that is national. When will it be national? When we are all wiped out, then it will be national. Can somebody tell those who write English language for those who are telling lies that what you need more lies to cover the first lie? Good morning, Barry. I'm senior citizen Mazul.
Thank you very much, senior citizen, for your contribution. Good morning.
A gracious and a pleasant morning to you, Barry Cosmos.
Good morning, sir. Welcome aboard.
Chimezie Mado remains my name. I want to quickly say that it is very much unfortunate that a whopping number of 177 people were kidnapped in their different churches, and the authorities of this nation are coming out to tell us that nothing of such happened. In our Igbo setting, we say, Ogodogerugoko, go to be there.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, this controversial story on the Sahara reporters. Needed to go take a read on it because there is no time for me to give you the details. It said Jonathan used Boko Haram insurgency to turn Nigeria to his ATM. That is, Obasanjo made that comment in a book that was launched. Go grab it and read for yourself. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome aboard, Sire.
Sir Barry, this is Reverend Ebucha Precious.
All right, Reverend, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Sir Barry, the things we are seeing in Nigeria these days is making some of us to shed tears on a daily basis. This is not the Nigeria I met when I came into this world. Everything has turned upside down. Our politicians are now liars. We no longer believe the police or our leaders. The one thing I know, there is God who rules in the universe. I know one day this particular problem will be a thing of the past. This is my submission, sir. God bless you.
Thank you. All right, in Anambra State, there is a new revolution by the Sahara reporters that the IGP's son, Victor Egbetokun, accused of receiving 100 million naira from Anambra security vote amid rising insecurity. It's Victor Adewale Egbetokun, son of Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, has been accused of financial impropriety following allegation that he received a total of 100 million naira from the Anambra state government's security vote account at a time when the state was grappling with serious security challenges. Wonderful, wonderful. Were the multiple sources with direct knowledge of the transaction told Sahara reporters that the funds were allegedly transferred from the Anambra State Security Vote account domiciled with Sterling Bank into Victor Egbetokun's personal Zenith Bank account. Well, the transfer, which were reportedly carried out in September 2025, have raised serious questions about the handling of security votes meant to confront insurgency and violent crimes in the southeast. Well, according to documents obtained by Sahara reporters, the Anambra State Security Vote VI account with account number 01025216222 as Sterling Bank allegedly transferred a sum of 100 million naira into Zenith Bank account number 423-6010-637, bearing the name of Victor Adewale Egbetokun. Sources familiar with the matter said Victor Egbetokun is neither a serving police officer nor a civil servant and holds no official position within the Anambra state government or any recognized security agency. Gang gang. Good morning. Who there my line?
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning to you.
My name is Herbert. I come from Port Harcourt.
Okay, gotta go.
Yeah, let me talk about what happened in Kaduna State.
Okay.
And it's quite appalling that over 100 citizens will be abducted, and the police will shamefully tell us that no such incident happened. Well, I'm happy that they have made a U-turn on their report, but that tells you that we have a policing system that is not effective. In some crimes, the police commissioner should have resigned, or even saying that, making that false statement. That means that you are not doing your job. If people totaling over 170 will be abducted from a church, and there's a police commissioner in that state, there are police units in that state, and none could confirm such incidents until people now shouted and they now had a reversal of their statement. It tells you that something is wrong with the system. When we heard that the government spent a whooping $9 million to go and launder their image abroad, maybe they are trying to hide the accusation that we are experiencing Christian genocide here. That is the reason police claim that they didn't know about it. Today, it is in the open, and everybody knows that there is genocide going on in this country. It's quite bad.
All right.
They better rescue those people. If not, Trump may come in again.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. All right. According to the Sahara reporters, it is also written here that the Commissioner of Police and Kaduna government denied that particular incident because they don't want Donald Trump to come breathing them on their neck. The fear of Dodo. Donald Trump is the beginning of wisdom in Nigeria. All right, 20,000 APC members from Akpabio's hometown defect to PDP. Away. And of course, Sahara Reporters is also reporting this morning that EFCC has arrested Dezani, her husband, Dezani Alice Madueke. The man himself has been arrested. There is also this news here, very interesting one. UN issues urgent appeals to Nigeria and Kenya seeking explanation for Nnamdi Kanu's illegal abduction and detention and orders. Well, the United Nations has made urgent appeals to the Nigerian and Kenyan government to explain the illegal arrest and extradition of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. In the UN document dated August 26, obtained by Sahara reporters, the UN said the Nigeria and Kenyan government should furnish it with details of how Kanu was arrested and illegally brought to Nigeria. In a release sent to Sahara reporter, Nnamdi Kanu's brother Kingsley Kanu said the working with the lawyers undertook the interventions to the UN nations which required the details to be kept confidential for 60 days. The release is titled Urgent Appeals in the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's urgent against Nigeria and Kenya. Well, that is, but that was dated in August 26. That was last year, August, 5 months ago. So what effect does he have now that he has been jailed by the Nigerian court? All right, let's move on to the next caller or get some more messages out of the way. Let's see how many. Oh, boy. We have, okay, let's start from this other one. Dr. Mrs. Simao Lebra, we start with your message this morning. He says, the Bible says that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. Are Nigerians today rejoicing or groaning? What a question. Governance is about putting the people first. Our children are frustrated and depressed across the land, which now affects their minds and education. Nigerians are perpetually groaning, embarrassingly tracked, wandering and gallivanting aimlessly without proper nurturing and guidance. Education and the financial institutions have failed. Governance is in a mess. Corruption has soared to high heaven. Shall we continue to lament in self-pity? That's the question Dr. Mrs. Simao Olebra is asking everybody. Do you want to continue to lament or do something? All right, thank you very much. Engineer Ebuka Texan from Futo. A very good morning. Barry Cosmos, the scrapping of HND, Nigerian Polytechnics, and its advanced technological implications. Besides, the Nigerian tertiary education architecture was originally engineered as a tiered manpower development system deliberately structured to produce functionally and complementary human capital across different cognitive and technical strata. Within this framework, universities, polytechnics, and technical colleges were established to serve distinct but independent roles in national development. The universities were designed as centers of higher education, focusing on theoretical depth, abstract reasoning, research, innovation, and knowledge generation. Polytechnics, on the other hand, were instituted as middle-level technical education institutions with a mandate to produce hands-on, application-oriented, industry-ready technical personnel. Technical colleges were positioned at the lower education level, concentrating on artisan training, vocational skills acquisition, and foundational technical competencies. Engineer Ebuka from Futo has reacting to the topic we'll be discussing later. Good morning, Barry Cosmos. I'm Ofuegbu Chinedu from Umakali, Naze. It is high time we understand the handwriting on the wall. Christian nation in Nigeria should, as a matter of urgency, sit up. Nigeria and most Ndi Christian, good morning. Thank you very much for your message. Back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmas, my very good friend.
I agree to you
this morning. I may beg to disagree with you on one of the statements you made this morning.
Which is?
That the President frequent visits abroad. I mean, it's not necessary and it's not attracting international investors. I want to tell you that this is a complete fallacy. If you do not say I am Barry, nobody will say thou art. That is why Mr. President visits, including the recent one to Abu Dhabi, I mean, is actually going to contribute immensely to our national socio-economic development. You realize that some Nigerians, I mean, even go abroad and they present very negative pictures of the country as far as insecurity and then the lack of ease of doing business are concerned. Mr. President visit will actually help to correct some of the situations and make sure that...
Hold it, Chief.
Yes.
Chief. Let me ask you, since you have been running, you are wrapping what you're saying, give me one of those visits he has done and brought any results to Nigeria, concrete one. Give me one. Just mention one.
Well, he's many visits to China.
What has China come to do in Nigeria? Where are the investments? Tell me one.
Why don't we have a lot of so many Chinese investors in Nigeria today? Are you not aware of that? And you know
hold on. I don't like talking in Give me one specific person that came from there, and they came after the government said that okay, we have agreed so and so with government, and the government and the people of China are coming to do. Give me one. Okay, let me remind you. Hold on. Let me remind you some. We went to Germany, Sculp and Green Energy and all that. They said you are going to invest how many millions of dollars? Have they done that? We went to Netherlands. The government said they are coming with $600 million to invest in Nigeria. Had Netherlands come?
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with themselves. Just wait. I mean, it is not yet too late.
I don't know why you are running, saying it's bringing. See, let's say show working. That's exactly what we're saying. Fix your country, people will come. And you say I'm wrong. Anyway, I don't expect anything less from you.
The truth is that, I mean, remember that this Abu Dhabi visit is equally aimed at improving our climatic conditions, you know.
No. I am asking which have they done any? That's the question. Mention one. One. I'm not saying two. One.
Are you not aware that there are a lot of Chinese investors in Nigeria?
There have been Chinese investors everly before. They have been here for ages. So don't be saying that.
Well, even if they have been here, their capacity and their capability.
I am asking you, tell me one company that has come and officially signed an MOU with Nigerian government saying Nigerian president said it will come. Tell me one.
I'll give you an example.
You have not given me an example. You say one. They have been here. Give me one. Mention one name.
Okay, let me give you another example. Are you not aware that, I mean, this is the Chinese, either the Chinese government or maybe one of the Chinese companies have actually helped families of IDPs in the north? You know,
I am not aware. Tell me. I'm not aware. Tell me. I'm not aware. Tell me.
There is such a thing in existence. Maybe you may wish to find out.
No. You said I am. Am I not aware? So tell me. Mention one. How much did they give to the family? How much? What's the name of the company?
$20 million US.
What's the name of the company?
Well, I'm not supposed to remember. Why should I remember the name of the company? I'm telling you that it is a company from China. And I know that there are so many Chinese investors in Nigeria that are contributing to our overall national socio-economic development. Whether I want to benefit
okay,
or not.
Chief Joe, final question before we stop this this thing.
Yes.
Do you know how much has been spent by the Nigerian government gallivanting the world in search of investors? Do you know how much?
Well, even if I don't know, but I want to tell you that the dividends or the result from this will outweigh whatever that's been expected about that.
When are we going to have that?
Okay.
Tinubu's administration have less than, they have a year and.
Go and find out. I mean, the result. Mr. President, let's visit Abu Dhabi, and you will eventually confirm what I'm talking about.
Right.
Go and, maybe it's not taking time to read about that. Go and find out, and you will confirm exactly what I'm telling you.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you, Chief Jude. I just wanted to engage Chief Jude a little bit, not to give us some kind of one-time statements here and there, random statement, make public statements that are not specific. For us, according to my colleague Rufai, he will say, give me empirical facts. And then he stopped arguments. No long talk. Give me empirical facts. No more long talk. Good morning. My final caller for...
Good morning, Barry.
Yeah, you're my final caller for the newspaper review this morning. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Edda John from Umuhuma.
Okay.
Maybe the family or the thing Jude Bad is talking about, it's his family.
Please.
It is his family.
Please.
Oga,
sorry, I don't like person attacking any of my callers.
Okay, let me go away from there.
Thank you.
Talking about the 177 kidnappers.
Okay.
My brother, this thing that is happening in Nigeria, let me tell you vividly that government hand is in it, because kidnapping in olden days, it is done in secrecy. But this one now is being done in a broad daylight. And this is Commissioner of Police. It is the government that employed him. Why not give automatic sack? He has done this type of thing.
All right.
The night before, and they coming again to agree. Is it not a disgrace to the government? That is why I'm saying that government hand is in it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, just before we go, let's take some messages on our Facebook. We have Uchenna Onokogo says, gracias, Mr. Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal. Right from time immemorial till date, it has always been a cock and bull story. Talk is cheap. Go and implement it. Instead of the Minister of Education to implement the core mandates of the polytechnic education in the country, which is basically providing middle manpower for the country, and developed the economic polytechnic for industrial development and revolution for our industrial takeoff. They are here playing politics. What a country. All right, we also have Chief Ben Okwono from Awaka. I said, Mr. Barry, the United Nations should go a step further in Nnamdi Kanu's case. Justice must prevail. We have Alphonsus Chima says, good morning, Mr. Barry Cosmos, the Burugudu One on radio. The HND BSc divide should be healed through respect, not renaming certificates. Countries like Germany and Switzerland show that technical skills can be honored on their own without copying university degrees. In Nigeria, the real problem isn't the HND itself, it's discrimination in hiring and pay. Turning polytechnics into degree factories risks weakening the hands on purpose. True reform means ending bias, modernizing facilities, building strong links and with industry, and funding them properly. So technical and academic paths can stand different but equally dignified. Have a great day. Chima Alphonsus from Imsu Junction. Thank you very much, Chima. And for Yunam, Chibukom is in the building. Say, please keep up the good work from your regular listener. And for Yunam Chibukom, Ogamopo, St. Peter's Catholic Special Jurisdiction, works layout of Wari, Imo State. Thank you very much. On that note, we'll be taking a short break now. We'll go to our newsroom to bring you the news update at 10. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Echo FM.
to the news update on Echo FM 100.7, the station with fair and balanced reporting. Here are the latest stories we are tracking at this hour. The presidency has dismissed claims that Nigerian insecurity is driven by religious persecution, insisting that violence affects citizens across all faiths. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Chieftaincy Matters, Abba Hassim, warned that portraying the crisis as a religious war could deepen division and threaten national unity. He said realities on the ground show that insecurity cut across religious lines, noting that interfaith tensions have reduced in recent years due to sustained engagement with religious leaders. The presidency urged faith leaders to prioritize peace and support ongoing efforts to restore security nationwide. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has fixed April 2026 as the final deadline for digital lending platforms to regularize their operations under Nigeria's consumer lending regulations. The Commission said the timeline follows the expiration of the initial compliance window earlier this month. FCCPC Executive Vice Chairman Tunji Bello said enforcement has already begun against defaulting lenders. He explained that the action is aimed at protecting consumers, ensuring fair competition and eliminating abusive practices within Nigeria's digital lending space. The Independent National Electoral Commission has introduced a new strategies to address security challenges and difficult terrain affecting the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise in Imo State. The resident electoral commissioner, Professor Sylvia Ago, said the measures are aimed at improving voter turnout and ensuring wider access to registration. INEC explained that registration will now shift from fixed centers to rotational and mobile units operating across the communities, including volatile areas such as Okigwe, Osu, Njaba, and Mbitoli. The commission said it is working with security agencies and community leaders to ensure safety as the second phase of the exercise runs until April 10th. The Southern Kaduna Christian Leaders Association has condemned the abduction of 177 persons from Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, describing the incident as alarming and unacceptable. The group said the kidnapping is unprecedented, noting that worshippers from 3 different Christian denominations were abducted on the same day during church services. The association called on the Kaduna State government and security agencies to secure the immediate release of the victims and end recurring kidnappings in the area. It also announced a 2-day fasting and prayer program beginning on Friday, urging Christians to unite in prayer while demanding stronger action to protect lives and probe. The Lagos State government has disbursed 40 million naira to families of officials of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority who died while in active service. The payment was announced during a ceremony organized to honor the fallen officers. State officials say each affected family received 2 million naira following approval by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The government described the deceased officers as heroes whose sacrifices contributed to traffic management and public safety in the state. In Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has pledged to ensure full prosecution of suspects accused of killing a housewife and her 6 children, stating he would sign death warrants once convictions are secured. The governor gave the assurance during a condolence visit to the bereaved family. He directed the Attorney General to fast-track the case and praised security agencies for swiftly arresting the suspects. The governor also announced welfare support for the bereaved husband, who later donated his personal house for the construction of an Islamia school in the community. And in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has launched an industry-wide offensive against rising electronic fraud, targeting a reduction in response time to under 30 minutes. The initiative was unveiled at the National Electronic Fraud Forum attended by regulators, banks, fintech firms, and security agencies. The Apex Bank said the strategy will shift the financial sector from reactive to real-time fraud detection. It added that the integration of the bank verification number with the national identification number has helped curb identity-related fraud, even as more complex scams continue to emerge. On the foreign scene, the European Union has announced a humanitarian aid allocation of 557 million euros for Nigeria and other African countries under its 2026 budget. The EU said the funding will target regions facing severe humanitarian challenges, including Nigeria's northwest. The bloc explained that the allocation forms part of a broader 1.9 billion euro humanitarian budget. It added that efforts are underway to mobilize private sector partnerships to complement public funding and reach vulnerable populations. And in sports, France striker Juan Felipe Mateta has informed Crystal Palace of his intention to leave the club, with interest reportedly coming from both Premier League and European sides. The forward has 18 months remaining on his contract and is not expected to sign an extension. Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner confirmed the club is open to offers if its valuation is met. The development comes amid significant squad changes and criticism of the club's recruitment strategy following recent poor performances. And that's the news update at this hour, as edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more news and update, follow us on Facebook, it's Echo FM. On our X handle, it's at EchoFM_Owerri. On Instagram and YouTube, it's Echo FM 100.7. You can also listen live anywhere in the world via www.echofm.net. And that's the news update at 10. Thank you for listening. show, everybody. Welcome back to the main event on radio. It is time for us to go into the conversation. Okay, my big uncle is in the studio. Our guest has arrived this morning. I'm not going to be doing this alone today because we're talking education. And this is one of those people that give me big grammar here to read. He's here in the studio today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our big uncle, Elder Chijioke, on the run. Today we caught him. He is in the studio. Elder Chijioke, good morning and welcome to Straight Talk.
Good morning, Barry Cosmos.
Wow, it's good to have you. You're making your debut here in Echo FM.
Yes. I had to come out from the hole.
So, yes. Every time he tells me he's on the run.
Yes.
But today we got him. Okay. Welcome to Echo FM.
Thank you.
All right, today we are discussing the FJ is to scrap HND certificate entirely. They are scrapping the HND dichotomy, and they want to empower polytechnics to award degrees. So we're looking at the merits and the demerits of this. The continuous policy changes in the Tinubu's administration as it concerns education and other sectors of the Nigerian economy. That is going to be the focus of our conversation. So according to the federal government has announced plans to abolish the long-standing higher national diploma HND dichotomy by empowering polytechnics to award degrees in a major reform aimed at repositioning technical and vocational education as a driver of national development. That's the English language I'm speaking, where the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this in Abuja yesterday while addressing a higher level retreat of council chairmen, commissioners of education, rectors, registrars, and bosses. That's where they met that commitment. While describing the move as a landmark policy shift, the minister said it will end decades of discrimination against polytechnics graduates and elevate polytechnics into centers of excellence within Nigeria's higher education system. Well, according to him, the reform will place polytechnic education on a stronger footing while preserving its core strength to hands-on, industry-focused training. He noted that Nigeria's future competitiveness depended on a workforce equipped to create, build, and solve real-world problems. That is what the minister was saying when he's talking about this. In your own view, do you think this is a good move to make polytechnics start awarding degrees and scrap HND qualification entirely? Because once you make them to award degrees, you can't say you award degrees and you award HND. It's not going to work. So if they are going to award degrees, it means HND is bye-bye for you. And the planners of our educational system, were they not wise enough? This education minister and Tinubu's administration, are they wiser than the forefathers who planned all these things as it's working? Has time come for us to change all these policies now? Let's hear from our guest, Elder Chijioke, in the building. Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Barry Cosmos.
Yes.
You see, my understanding of this thing is, I think I've discovered something from the beginning of this government. You know, they like distracting Nigerians.
Okay.
That's why I see it. Because firstly, this thing has been there all this while.
Okay.
All this while. The HND, BSc, whatever. And people have been attending it. Do you know that Yaba College of Technology is one of the oldest institutions in Nigeria?
Yes.
And most of those early people who even developed Nigeria passed through that institution. So what changed? Okay, now we have purification of universities all over, both private, missionaries, and every other thing. How many universities do we have in Nigeria? And every other day you keep hearing ASU on strike, ASU on strike, ASU on this, ASU that. Are they not talking about equipping those ones? Now you want to create another further ones now. How are you going to manage all these things? What is the budget of education in Nigeria, 2026 budget? So the issue is not in changing titles and changing. My own understanding is simple. Allow them run side by side and equip them. People will get what they want. after all, how many people are employable now from even those who are coming from universities? Where are the institutions where they will be employed? So,
all right.
What is the essence of producing just changing titles? It doesn't make any sense, to be honestly.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, just to refresh our memories, what's the difference between the university and the polytechnic? The universities they prioritize theoretical knowledge, research, and broader academics.
Yes.
They have the BA and the BSc degrees and BTech and the rest of them. While polytechnics emphasizes practical, hands-on technical skills for direct employment.
Yes.
That is what that our universities are supposed to be research centers, which come up with new things. Are we doing that?
Are we really getting that?
Now, if we now introduce this whole new thing of awarding degrees, are we not now still focusing on paper documents and proper qualifications instead of the real thing, what education
that is exactly what
are we missing the mark?
That is really what they are up to now, because in fact it's just because there is no more employment, so the only thing you can do now is to churn out more
certificates.
More certificates.
Oh God. Oh boy, that
is what it means.
That sucks. That sucks.
Because it's only in a country like ours now you see a graduate now, somebody will tell you he's a master's degree holder and he's riding keke. It's only in this country.
All right. So polytechnics often have a shorter, skill-focused kind of program.
Of course.
Versus the university's longer, in-depth study.
Of course.
Is that how we are operating presently?
That is not the way. That's what I'm saying now. The whole institutions are not equipped. If the polytechnics are well equipped and they are still running this HND stuff, you will not have. You see people looking for jobs.
At all.
They can come out of the institution and begin to create jobs for themselves.
So,
if
I understand what polytechnics is supposed to do, it's supposed to be hands on the deck. Immediately you are leaving school, you have something to do because you're technically prepared for you to either be a job creator or be an employee of labor, or you are easily employable.
Employed, yes.
Now, where does that leave the university people?
The university all the while has always been a research center where they are supposed to be bringing out ideas that these institutions will pick up from and then develop it.
Okay.
But the universities are no longer doing those things now. And they are trying to force it down on the polytechnics, because if they are not funding the universities, how will they be funding polytechnics?
Okay.
Whereas if you go to like countries like UK, all the civilized climes, those polytechnics are the engine room of that economy.
Yes.
Because, for instance, now, if somebody who went through polytechnic and read maybe electrical engineering,
they're supposed to learn everything about how to do wiring
and such persons, when they come out, they begin to produce things. Because if the equipments were there and they were exposed, they will begin to produce things themselves. Whereas the universities are supposed to be researching on how to get it further than that. Look at
how to make new ones, improve on the already existing ones, and all
these
that.
Things we are talking about, are they talking about it in China? Where you see every small room, people are busy doing something practical. What they call
so are we missing the point educationally?
We have missed it long time.
Okay.
We've missed it long time. All these things are just mere rhetorics, trying to keep us busy by way of mentioning it. Because, like they say, to stop the dichotomy. When there was some time ago, when government passed, whether it's a law or whatever, that there should not be any discrimination. What is discrimination after all? Is in grade levels. Is it not the discrimination we're talking about?
Yes.
Because if people are searching for a job and somebody gets a job, like I was listening to Hot FM this morning. Somebody who put a call through said he read he had HND, and when he was looking for a job, he saw that people were now attaching more importance to degrees. He had to go and do a degree. Only for him, when he was now looking for a job proper, the place he was looking for a job, now they said they want people who are HND trained. He had to resort back to HND. What kind of society is that?
Oh my God!
Is it not abuse of education?
Now, are we supposed to have a structured job system where polytechnics only will be employed for these kind of jobs. The university degrees are supposed to be certain kind of jobs meant for them and polytechnic. Do we have that kind of system, or that is what we are supposed to be operating?
Well, see, let me tell you, maybe why we're having these challenges because most of industries have collapsed or they have left the country. I mean, those real industries.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they were there, the polytechnic, especially technical products, will be much more needed than any other person. Because it's a matter of practical. For instance, now, the other day, my friend, the CEO of Camela Vegetable Oil was here.
Okay.
Camela Vegetable Oil was a product of a polytechnic. How many university degree people have that kind of factory he has?
Okay, well, that's a great point to make because our polytechnics are supposed to be giving us people who are ready to be industry experts, ready to work. But if you go to our polytechnics, what they are studying these days is more or less theoretical things and courses that makes no sense. Even in entrepreneurship, their structure and their program, if you look at their courses, they are just similar to what the universities are doing. Does it show that what is a university going to do? What is a polytechnic going to do? That's the difference. And the minister is not talking about that. Now, let's take a look at the issue of funding.
Yes.
Funding a university is different from funding a polytechnic because a university is supposed to be a research center.
Yes.
They have supposed to have laboratories and all that for training, preparation, experiments here and there. Do we have, if we change and give this in polytechnic, start awarding degrees, do they have what it takes to give that degree depth of studies?
Yeah, you see, that's why I said all this is rhetorics. That's rhetorics. I'm telling you. In fact, in Nigeria, the system has so much blinded people's eyes that people no longer think again. What we are not doing is recycling ourselves. For instance, like what you're saying now, polytechnics were supposed to be technical institutions, purely technical. But because of funding, this funding problem, maybe the government is not funding them appropriately, they now have to resort to internally generated funds. And the only way you can do that is by creating departments that do all these theories you are talking about now. And the population of those ones are usually higher than those of the technical. If you go there now, for instance, you will see them talking about public, what do people call it again? Public administration. What is public administration? You understand?
In a polytechnic.
In a polytechnic.
Okay.
Which is not supposed to be so. So when you create such a place, you will see that you will have 1 million people who are applying through that place because all they want to get is a certificate.
But there are courses like business administration because these are entrepreneurial skills that should be taught in polytechnic, and there's also still in the university.
Yes.
Why do we have that?
That's what I'm saying. Now these things are just creating unnecessary parallels. You see, let me tell you, like in polytechnics, if they are properly funded and properly, lecturers are properly remunerated. For instance, let me give you an instance. Now. You have in the polytechnic, you have accountancy. You have accountancy in the university.
Yeah.
Most times, if you go to ICANN and all the rest, where you have a central body where you're going to write exam, you see that the people who qualify fast are the polytechnic. The polytechnics, yes.
Okay.
Because what they teach you there is what will lead you to being a professional. They're not teaching you. They don't need any theory. Do you understand?
Okay.
Whereas in the university, we're teaching you how to be they bring in so many courses that will make you look you are too big. So when you are looking for a job now, you see that those who know the curriculum, who have the ICANN certificate and all these external exams qualifications are the ones that will get the job. That's how it is.
That's interesting. All right, let's begin to get our listeners in. If you want to add your voice to the matter, The Minister of Education is saying they want to scrap HND. They want polytechnics to start awarding degrees. We're looking at what does this entail for Nigerian educational system. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Barry.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, Dr. Mrs. Maoleba on the line.
This is how we make out today while I did. All right, this is education anyway. Go ahead, man.
Education, being the bedrock of our national development, cannot just be taken as potato soup or changing gears so frequently as required. If there is any sector of our national development that calls for the best of brains, education is. Researchers and experienced masters, it is education.
Yes.
It's never a one-man show or a particular regime policy. These frequent, confusing, and often enduring policies do not help our educational system and future. There is what we call Education Research Council that reviews and recommends the way forward for education in line with the peculiar needs of our country and in line with New World Order. Our educational policy should first address our inadequacies, our their needs, in line with our cultural and scientific needs. HND and ND people are basically products of experiential technical knowledge in terms of engineering, construction, fabrication, building, and so on. They are engaged in handwork. Academic degrees like bachelor's, master's, and the rest are purely academic, research, and administration. The much talked about disparity should not arise.
At all.
Let the products of HND simply be awarded Bachelor of Technology instead of letting them feel inferior to degree holders. Proudly, graduates of technology and their output performance are driving the world today digitally. Finally, let our educational policies go beyond regime and politics. Education is core and sacrosanct. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Maoleba. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry. Good morning, our guest.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you.
My name is Herbert Apple from Port Harcourt Road.
Okay.
I don't know why this dichotomy issue will always come up every now and then. The people who develop our curriculum did it in a way that there will be a middle-level manpower. People from the technical aspect. That is the reason why we have polytechnics. They are supposed to complement the people who graduated from the university in their job schedule. If you come to the civil service, you have engineers, you have technical officers. The technical officers are graduates of polytechnics who are supposed to do the technical job, while the engineers who graduated from the university will do the administrative job. That is how it was fashioned. And people chose whichever they wanted. Back in the days when we went to university, we had the option of either going to a polytechnic or going to a university. The admission requirements were different. I don't know whether they are the same now. So if you couldn't meet up with admission in the university, you could go for the one of the polytechnic. It is your choice. So I wouldn't know why people will, after graduation, you want to equate yourself with somebody who graduated from another institution. They serve different purposes. And people should realize that. That is how it was meant to be. Allowing polytechnics to award degrees, it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense of the initial...
How about just a simple question, sir? The dichotomy you're talking about has always been there, and it also affects the pay they get at the end of the day, living in the same economy. Now, if you look at the grade level in civil service or thereabout, people with HND, they can't cross a particular level based on the strata of their degrees, you understand, their certificate they are holding. So that has been a problem in terms of civil service and other public offices where they work. And if the government is trying to remove that barrier for them, if it affects them, if that's settling the issue of money, what about the education itself? So those are the two things I'd like you to talk about quickly.
Yeah, that is the thing. If it's actually in workplace, what the government should do is to equate them in the workplace, not telling the institutions to start awarding degrees. It wouldn't solve the problem.
So
I have a practical situation where a friend had a HND. Because of the dichotomy, he went to also do degree program. Then when job opportunity came, he used that his HND to get a job in the oil company because they specifically wanted HND graduate. That's the technical aspect of the job. And today he's making a lot of money with his HND, abandoning that degree certificate. There are people who also seek for this HND graduate. But unfortunately, in our situation, everybody wants to be a university graduate, wants to flag your certificate. It is all about paper qualification. That is the problem. And if you say polytechnics, go on ahead and award degree, he makes nonsense of it. It shouldn't be polytechnic again. It is now the universities of technology.
So you're not in support. You're not in support of what the minister is trying to do.
No, I'm not in support of it. It will make nonsense of the reasons for establishing polytechnics.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, that's a very important one. So, do you think the minister is missing the point in education completely?
Barry Cosmos, let me tell you something. I started by saying that I think this is a distraction.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's a big distraction. Because there are issues to be sorted out in the education industry. But more than this talk of awarding degrees and not awarding degrees. The ones that are awarding degrees, how have they fared? That's the issue.
So is the minister playing to the gallery now?
It's just a mere rhetoric. They want to play for time. That's what it is. That's my understanding of it.
Oh boy.
Haven't you heard that there was an agreement they're supposed to sign this month?
Yeah.
Between ASU and them.
Okay. I know that. I understand the angle you're coming from now.
So the idea is to bring in another factor into it.
To bring another distraction. so that stall that arrangement.
So we begin to face
divert attention now. Start leaving that one. Okay. I get you.
That is it.
I got you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome aboard. Name and submission.
I am August from Mberichi.
Who's Chuku from Mberichi? Go ahead.
Yes. I like the topic you are discussing this morning.
Thank you.
It's a very serious issue in the society, especially in the education sector, where HND graduates and their counterparts from the university, especially in the working environment, the working sector, there is a lot of dichotomy. You see, the essence of having a certificate after a particular training is for job purposes, not just the skill, because the skill is within the person that has acquired it. So you needed a certificate to show what you have learned. So when you are now given a certificate that makes you inferior to another, even when you are more better in the working environment, it is what is causing all these problems. For instance, if you go to banking sectors, go to industries, you see that mostly HND graduates perform more than their counterparts from the university. And sometimes you see that their counterparts from the universities are placed higher. Administrative roles are given to them. So, and along the line, when the time for retirement comes, or as they go in their career, the HND graduates are stampeded at a point. They won't cross at some levels. So it becomes a serious issue. So I am of the it's a welcome development. The idea the Minister of Education is bringing up is a welcome development.
So you think it's a welcome development? Is it solving any educational problem or creating more educational problem?
No, it is going to solve educational problem because it is going to bring the HND graduates and the university graduates to a level where they will all be confident of what they have done.
No, wait, I think you're mixing up my question. My question is very simple. It is not about the workplace. You are referring to the workplace where they will equate themselves salary-wise and all that. That's the workplace. We're talking about an educational pattern and a system of education that creates these people for this, these people for that. If you now change these people that have been created for these awarding them degrees just to remove the dichotomy, are you solving an educational problem or you're creating an educational problem? Which one?
It's not solving it.
Yeah, you are solving an educational problem. The reason is this. The certificate you are giving is a requirement to show that such a person has gathered this particular skill or this training in this area.
Don't you think that that workforce can easily be removed by government decree that all pays will be on equal basis, whether HND or this thing? Does it mean you have to go obstructing or changing the educational stratas of learning, moving from focus of training skills and all that into an academic research center like the universities, where polytechnics don't have the necessary tools to do what a degree people do? Do you think it's creating more problem of solving a problem?
Honestly, currently now, whoever that is telling you that the HNDs are not participating in research programs, I don't think it's true. HND products, HND polytechnics are also carrying out research works recently.
Is that supposed to be what they should be doing?
The world is improving, now technology, everything is improving, so they are diversifying.
Oh boy. All right. Thank you very much, my brother. That's exactly, we need to hear different people so that we can get the root of the matter. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry, my very good brother.
Chief Jude, welcome. Thank God we're not talking APC today.
Good morning, our guest in the studio. Well,
good
Barry,
morning.
the truth is that whichever divide anybody may be,
okay.
University education, polytechnic education is structured in such a way to produce middle-level manpower. And therefore, tailored towards giving the students a skill they require to come out and then help in the industrial world. That is what it is.
Okay.
And I want to let the Minister of Education to know that it is you in you that makes you what you are.
Okay. And
not the time or maybe level of certificate or university degree you are brandishing at any particular point in time. Therefore, should have left this sector of education the way it is, especially now that Nigeria and the whole world are emphasizing skill, digital acquisition, and things like that. This is not the time to emphasize physical education. But you may wish to know that I was among the first students that we admitted at the Federal University of Technology in 1981. And I can tell you then that, those of them that had HND and sought admission, we are giving 2 years to get a university degree. So what are we not talking about? Nobody can be more Catholic than the Pope. The truth is that the Minister of Education is not an academic. He's just a doctor. He may be doing what he feels that is right for him. The truth is I've always applauded him most of his innovations, in the education. But this time around, I want to completely take exception to what he's saying. He should allow the polytechnics to stay and they train their students, produce high-level graduates in skills and digital acquisition that will help in turning around the fortunes of this country for the better. And that is the way it is. So I completely take exception to this. I do not support what he's doing. Right. I think it's old-fashioned and should be disregarded. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Chief Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmos.
I greet you. Welcome aboard.
Thanks for World Bank.
Okay.
I wish those questions you were asking the caller before Chief Jude, you asked me those questions. You see,
they are still free. Go ahead.
Yes, you are saying research. I want the Polytechnic. We did a research proposal. We wrote our projects. We defended it. The course I did in Federal Polytechnic, I never did anything less than 12 courses from HND 1 to HND Finance.
So
if you bring...
Invariably, you are saying what you are learning is what the university is learning.
Exactly. I did more courses than my counterpart in the university. I did more courses, more research work.
Okay.
I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
So it's not about they do research. We don't do research.
So you feel there shouldn't be any difference between a university and a polytechnic, really?
Currently, yes. Because those course outlines, those course details for management to decision making, everything, we did it. Business administration, we did it. All those managerial skills and everything you're talking about, we all did it. So, and you're asking the other person, are you sure they conduct research?
How can you be doing hard work?
No. I never asked if they conduct research. There's no school that doesn't do research.
Of course.
There's none.
So
even secondary
the
school does
now?
research. So there's no, you don't understand. Most of the time, we will take things from out of context. That's what you're doing now. What we do understand, I gave you the difference between a university and a polytechnic, right? I told you that's the setup. This setup is very, very clear. Why universities are based on this thing. Research, in-depth theoretical studies. The polytechnic is supposed to be based on practical studies, ready for either to be an employer or be employed. I don't know if you get it. Now that's what they're supposed to be.
Currently now, they are doing both the in-depth theoretical research and the practical aspect. That's what the polytechnics are doing now.
That is why you get the whole fallacy completely.
No. It's not. No. You are wrong. No.
Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Really.
Go to Polytechnic. Go to all the schools and departments.
Listen,
ask questions.
My brother, I know what I am saying vividly. I'm not going to argue over this. Listen, if you carry Polytechnic there, curriculum and the structure, courses and outlines, and bring it that of FUTO, for instance, they are very close. Can you compare and contrast what they're doing? So let's.
Of course you can.
Let's leave matter for market women.
And then
we know
before I drop.
Yes.
Before I drop, you ask him what the educational problem this will solve.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
let me answer.
Okay.
The only one I know is after the HND or the BTech, you now proceed to your master direct without doing the PGD. So that is one of the problems, the challenges it will solve.
Let's get something. Even when you study a degree program, there are certain courses you want to go and do in masters, you still do PGD.
Of course.
I hope you understand that.
If you finish with a class or you want to switch your courses now, it's as simple as that.
Okay, no problem. Carry go. No,
thank you.
This interesting conversation. I like this. Well, when we go into in-depth academic and intellectual conversations, it's very important that we have everybody to say what you need to say. This is where we're having, this is the problem, why the minister is trying to come up. Because the HND people think that they are even learning more than the university people, or they are learning at par with the university people. Hence, they should be given the same status. So that is where the problem is. Yeah. And then the minister, I don't know if he finished from Polytechnic, but definitely from the body language, it sounds so. And at the end of the day, will this solve our educational problem? That is the issue.
I don't think there's any educational problem it's going to solve. The problem there is that I think the government, they need to put themselves together. What I'm saying is this. When people are engaged in service, let everybody give in the best.
Abi?
And what should inform pay should be what you bring up on the table. Not whether you have a
degree,
masters or you have PhD.
It's what you're bringing
up. That's why
hands on deck.
Yes, what you are talking about is productivity. We're not talking academics. For instance, now if you have an industry like that of my friend, if you go there now, go and see even some people who went through technical education. That's what you could call it, GTC.
GTC, yeah.
They are doing well. They are doing well, and if they are paid well, they will do more.
You see?
That is what is
people
important.
Who went to GTC before were collecting house wiring contracts. When we were in secondary school, they used to do those jobs, and we were envying them.
If you are paying them, why wouldn't they be doing it?
Because they used to do wiring.
Yes.
You are still studying. These guys are collecting contracts, and they're making big money.
Making money.
GTC students.
Because they were concentrating them on those areas.
What changed? What changed?
Because everybody now wants a degree. And then, before you know it, all the GTCs are closed.
All right.
That's what.
If I go and become a DJ, go and study music DJ, you cannot be better than DJ Mas, who is already doing
who is
so somebody that is doing the work, scratching, and he knows how to use equipment.
Do you see what is happening in the world today now, like in our country today, for instance? Like the other day I was telling some of my friends, I said, during the time of Fela, when Fela used to sing, how many musicians were like him at that level then?
Okay.
But how much money did he make?
Abi?
But right now, look at all these ones. They are flying private jets.
And then I'm now over comparing whiskey and fella. What an insult.
So you can see where we are now.
What an insult. Somebody's comparing whiskey and fella. Hey. No, that's
so a lot of things have gone wrong because they are tailoring our minds to focus on this and that and then, narrowing us down.
All right, let's get this. Organo, they flash me. Your phone go lost. Don't tell you. Hello, good morning. Yeah? So, wait, two of them, I just planned to flop for my 2 lines now. Oh, yeah, man, I can't go. No, come here again. That shall not flash me. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Abari.
Hey, I'm from my beer member.
Yeah. That one weekend.
Hey, we're supposed to dance. One green ball, nothing mega. People like SM, they vex, so they drink beer. Nothing mega. See, anybody where they cry, they hide them. We know they hide. Or they dance koro. One green ball.
That's true.
Drink well and don't drink excess. That's it.
There is something we say, though you may not understand. Onye area where you came around. But I go there.
Nabi?
Did you understand it?
I know hear you, sir.
There's something we say. It means that he who eats frog should be proud.
A big one.
Yes.
So that if they tell you that you eat frog, you will be proud to answer.
The big one has oil.
Yeah, but that's not the way.
Okay.
My name is Kachisin Ekuha. I am calling from my community, the West Local Government.
All right.
Yes, based on the topic at hand, I want to first of all thank Dr. Mo Lebara. I listened to her opinion. In fact, people like that is the material for Minister for Education. Yeah, honestly, Minister, not even the Commissioner. The reverse is have somebody who studied maybe agriculture. They will appoint the person as Attorney General. Somebody, and just like that. That is what we see in this present administration. Fair peg, a rat hole.
Oh, God.
But however, I want to say this. Just like even the guests have said, what matters is not what matters is what you have on strength. That is what matters. Have you not seen an O-level holder who can solve a problem more than a PhD holder? Even the PhD they are having now is bastardized. But if you doubt now, you will just bring some money. By tomorrow, which is Friday, I will take you to IMSU.
Wait,
by next week,
you will
now
bring the
become
money. Wait, catch it. Nami go bring the money, you know where.
No, because you are the one getting the title now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the honest truth.
Okay.
As a guest, I want to what I'm saying. Most of the PhD holders now, most of them is not by merit. I'm telling you without fear of favor.
Okay.
So, let the federal government, they should be focused.
Right.
What matters is not a HND, BSc, this and that. What matters is have actual problems been solved. Therefore, when I was in school, we went on strike 6 months, 1 year. Have that problem been solved? How much was allocated for education?
All right. Thank you.
Are you getting me?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Projects in the university, how well are the institutions thriving? These are questions to look into. I'm not a PhD.
You don't do. Thank you. Thank you, so that others can also have their say. Eh? We are running out of time. Okay, let's look at the student angle now. With all these policy changes, how does it affect the students, the ones in school? I'm not talking about the graduates who are working, the ones that are studying now, because with this comes added pressure. With this comes added costs that they are not prepared for. There are also areas they were not initially supposed to be, the ones that are midway studying. You understand? This is like an immediate stuff. If you are in year 2, year 3, maybe you are finishing your HND or your HND 1 or HND 2, and this is coming up now, how does it affect you?
That is why we're saying, like what Dr. Molebra said, we have education regulatory bodies. And they are the ones who go through all this curriculum of institutions and stuff like that. Coming up by this time to talk about it, it would put pressure on the students in the first instance.
Okay.
Because they will begin to wonder, where do they belong? How are they going to do it? Because now the next thing you hear is, assuming they succeed in abolishing the polytechnic system, They will tell you you have to do some mop-up courses and stuff like that. How do you do that? And mind you, polytechnic education, in all honesty, there are basic qualifications before you can enter. It may not be the same for that of university.
Of course. There are 4.
Good.
I think 4 credits now, not the university that will go 5 credits
Good.
and all that.
So if you now say you want to change the policy now, how are you going to do for that deficiency?
Did they think all this true, the minister?
That's why I'm saying that they just want to distract us. These things are not important. What I think they should have done under these circumstances, if you want to stop that discrimination, if you want to really stop it, whether they're in the civil service or in the public, whatever place anybody is working, if you want to promote people, put them on a test.
All right, but that's great. I like that. But is dichotomy enough for you to change an educational policy?
I don't really know. All right. And if we come to think of it, which jobs, where are the jobs self? Where the dichotomy will be coming from? When you can see
I don't want to go into that.
No, let's not go there, please.
So the Tinubu's administration has continuously had policy changes, and they have key policy changes from 2023 up to today. They have Student Loan Act, the NEL Fund and Financing. The 2024 Act removed the guarantor requirement and income threshold for accessing loans, leading to the disbursement of 556.85 billion naira in interest fee loans to over 550,000 students, all by June 2025. And how much they give lobbyists again? 9 million. Converted to naira. It never passes student loan money. Well, the program includes a 20,000 monthly stipend for upkeep, aiming to reduce dropout rates. 20,000 monthly, which is good if you look at it, because there are how many months in a semester? 4 months.
4 months.
After 4 months, that means 80,000 naira for 4 months for your upkeep. Well, it's just additional to whatever your parents can muster so that you don't go. Good intention, right? Now, this is one of the things that came up. But what are the demerits of this? One, nobody understands how it's working. The people who are being given that fund, sometimes I received call from Futo. There was a time students who were approved to have this money. The money, according to what they were saying, it was released by federal government. I don't know who they gave to the school. The school said they are not going to write exam because they couldn't pay fees. And this money was supposed to come from this NEL fund. Now, putting the students into disarray, they don't know what happened. So this continuous policy changes makes a lot of students. Well, you go to school just like the one they have now, they abandoned in Morocco and other African countries in the world, where they were supposed to be on scholarship from this new or this thing. Because of the government changing policy, they scrapped out that particular scholarship scheme for students abroad, and these ones are now stranded. So this continuous policy change, the students keep bearing the brunt and all that. We also have the 7-year moratorium on new tertiary institutions. No more new tertiary institutions. Secondary school graduates are everywhere. New secondary schools are piling up, and they are graduating people from secondary school every day, and they say no more new universities for 7 years. That is a direct, keeping people waiting for university, and then overflooding the already existing tertiary institutions. That's all another issue. Curriculum shift is another one that the government of Tinubu has come up with. They are changing the 6334 systems to being phased out in favor of a 12-year uninterrupted basic education model, which is what Americans and they do from what is it called, foundation down to basic 12 and the rest of them. So if they do that, it means our 6334 is wrong. But this is complete. 633 is still 12 years and 4 years of university. So what's the difference? Simple nomenclature change.
Right. That's why I said I don't really know what they have in their back of their minds. The truth is that all these things are just carry go bring home. You know, they are just making us amusing us because they are taking us for jokes.
But I say my time don't fly finish. Jesus, I don't even know what else that time not reach 57. Anyway, it is Chijeke, this conversation is very interesting, but we can't go on and on. Our time is over.
Yes.
thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's a very big problem for us out there. Everybody go read about this and then keep the conversation going on our social media.
God will
you
help
can
us.
send in your messages. So many messages. Apologies, I couldn't read some of them because our time is over. The SM don't carry in book in that here. So when you stand with the book, you know, say time not read to come give us another. The other day they tell us about no chop account where my mama used to for yakwa chop grow. Say no chop am. Say they say no good. Everything we chop before. I mean, tell us the one way say no chop today. My name is Barry Cosmos and this is where the program will end today. Thank you, Elder Chijoke, for joining us. Everybody, thank you.
I appreciate.
Up next is Health Revolution with the Slim Diva. Bye bye for now.